Hello everyone. Today we are going to see some important terms related to crystalline solids. The first term is crystal lattice, which is also called as space lattice or simply lattice. In crystalline solids, the constituent particles are arranged in a regular fashion, or you can find orderly arrangement of particles in three-dimensional space. The positions of these constituent particles is represented by points like this. These points are joined together by straight lines, which gives geometry of the entire crystal. Such an orderly arrangement of constituent particles in a crystal is called as crystal lattice or space lattice. So what is meant by crystal lattice? Regular arrangement of the constituent particles like atoms, ions or molecules of a crystal in a three-dimensional space is called as crystal lattice. Orderly arrangement of infinite number of such points creates crystal lattice. Now we will see the second important term, that is lattice point or lattice site. We know that each point in the crystal lattice represents one constituent particle. It could be an atom, ion or molecule. Therefore, each point in the lattice that represents a constituent particle is called as lattice point or lattice site. So, you can call all these points as lattice points or lattice sites. As I told earlier, these points are joined by lines to represent geometry of the lattice, like this. The next important term is unit cell. If you consider this as a crystal lattice, you can subdivide it into smaller cells which are called as unit cells. Here I have shaded one unit cell. Therefore, unit cell is the smallest portion of the crystal lattice which, when repeated in different directions, generates the entire lattice. Shape of one unit cell is similar to shape of the entire crystal. Therefore, shape of the unit cell represents shape of the entire crystal. A crystalline solid can have infinite number of such unit cells. If you consider this as a unit cell, it is characterized by distances A, B and C along the three edges along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. It is also characterized by angles alpha, beta and gamma between the pairs of edges. So alpha is the angle between edges B and C, beta is the angle between edges A and C and gamma is the angle between edges A and B. Therefore, a unit cell is characterized by distances A, B and C along the three edges and angles alpha, beta and gamma between the pairs of edges. Now, the three edges A, B and C may or may not be perpendicular to each other. That means you can even have a unit cell which looks something like this, wherein the edges are not perpendicular to each other. Depending on the values of A, B, C and the angles alpha, beta, gamma, you can have different types of unit cells. Now, depending upon the positions of constituent particles present, the unit cells are classified into two types. The first one is primitive or simple unit cell. Second one is non-primitive or centered unit cells. Consider this unit cell. Here we can find constituent particles only at the corners of the unit cell. So, if the constituent particles are present only at the corners, then you can call it as primitive or simple unit cell. Now, what is meant by non-primitive unit cell? When the constituent particles are present not only at the corners but also at some other positions of the unit cell, you call it as non-primitive or centered unit cell. For example, something like this. You can find one constituent particle at the center of this unit cell, which is not corner. You can call it as non-primitive or centered unit cell. But again, depending on the position of that constituent particle, we can classify non-primitive or centered unit cells into three types as body-centered unit cells, face-centered unit cells and end-centered unit cells. We will discuss about them one by one. So the first type is body-centered unit cells. Here is a picture of body-centered unit cell. Here we can find particles at the corners of the unit cell. In addition to that, one particle is present at the center of the body of the unit cell, that is here. Now we will see what is meant by face-centered unit cell. Here also we can find particles at the corners of the unit cell like this. In addition to that, we can find particle at the center of each face, which can be shown like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there are 2 more faces like this. 5 and 6. So there are totally 6 faces for a cube. At the center of each face you can find one particle like this. This is called as face-centered unit cell. The third type is end-centered unit cell. Here we can find particles at the corners like this. In addition to that, we can also find particles at the centers of any 2 opposite faces. For example, these 2 faces are opposite to each other. So in case of end-centered unit cell, you can find particles at the center of 2 opposite faces like this. So these are the 3 types of centered unit cells. I hope it is clear to you. Besides these 3 types, we also have edge-centered unit cell in which particles are present not only at the corners but one particle is present on each edge center also. We can show it like this. So this is the edge of unit cell. At the center of this edge we can find one particle. Totally we have 12 such edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Therefore we can have 12 particles like this, which is called as edge-centered unit cell. So that was about important terms related to crystalline solids. So we learnt what is meant by crystal lattice or space lattice or simply lattice, then lattice points or lattice site, then unit cell. We also studied about the edges ABC and angles alpha, beta, gamma of a unit cell. And finally, classification of unit cells into primitive and non-primitive ones. Further classification of non-primitive or centered unit cells into body-centered, face-centered and end-centered unit cells along with the pictures. I hope everything is clear to you. Thank you so much for watching.